I reminisce about the love we had. I reminisce about the love we had. Tender moments seem to go so fast. Reminisce, reminisce. I reminisce about the love we had. I reminisce about the love we had. A love so strong it will never pass.
Love Park Connection.
Hey, everybody.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
So today we are going to be talking about picking your battles. And by choosing which issues to address, how you can create an environment that encourages open and honest dialogue. But first, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Angela,
And I'm Pierre.
and we are a husband and a wife marriage and relationship coaching duo. We've been married for 27 years and together for over 30 years. And it is our goal to help Black couples communicate more, love more, and build healthy long-term relationships.
Yep.
So, also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Yes, we need you.
Yes, we do. So, babe, what do you think about the topic for today?
I think it's a good topic.
And we've talked about this briefly on our walks and posted to social media, but this is such a big topic that, you can talk about this more than once because, folks, we do need to learn how to pick our battles, especially in relationships.
Yes, we do.
So, to me, when we talk about picking battles, especially in relationships, I look at it as choosing which issues and conflicts or conflicts are worth addressing, and then which are better to let go of. It's important because it contributes to maintaining a healthy and harmonious relationship. What do you think about that? When you pick your battles with me, how do you determine which battle you gonna pick and which battle you gonna go to battle for?
Ooh, that's a good one. How do I determine it?
Well, I'll just say this: which battle you gonna let go of, and which battle, you're gonna go. We gonna battle the for.
Which ones I'm gonna put the gloves on?
Well, which ones? Yeah, which one you gonna put the gloves on for?
I guess I look at just how important each one is. Some of them might just be real, just trivial, and it's just like, I'm not even gonna argue with this one. This is stupid.
Yeah. Has there been, and I know there's been over 30 years, I'm sure there's been lots.
Plenty.
Which ones have you that you couldn't think of? Which ones have you let go of?
I let go of.
Because I'm sure that people want to know, okay, which ones have you let go of, and which ones do you think that were important enough to you that you're going to say, nope, we're going to stand here and have this discussion?
Well, I mean, ones I let go of is like the one that I mentioned when we was on our walk. Well, we get ready to go somewhere, and she had an outfit on one time, and she was looking really nice. And we're about to walk out the door, and next thing I know, she disappears, and I'm like, where'd she go? And she comes out the room with a whole nother outfit on. And I'm like, why did you change your clothes? You look really nice. Because I wanted to. Why you gotta be asking me all these questions? Boy, shoot. And I was like, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm just asking because I don't know. Well, you don't need to be asking. I'm like, and I'm really just trying to figure out why. Because she looked nice, and it really didn't make sense to me. So
you didn't want to create any unnecessary tension, huh? You just gonna let it go and just...
Yeah, but I wanted to dive into it. I'm like, oh hell no, we gonna get in this. I wanted to. I was like, let me get the gloves. We going to this one. And then I had to realize, I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna do this. I'm not even gonna waste my time on this. This is stupid.
Because and you're right, because sometimes we don't know, even with our partners going through that day, I could have just had a bad day,
Yeah.
feeling, not feeling very cute or
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah, there are some battles that you like, you know what, they might not be in a good mood, or they just might not want to talk about what's going on in their own heads.
Yeah.
So you just gonna let that one go. And that's important, because then that is creating harmony in the
Mhm.
relationship. Because if you got upset with me over that example, you got I'm fussing or snapping at you, and then you come back at me, then we have this argument over nothing.
Mhm.
And then that could ruin, we could have been going out to dinner or something that would have ruined our evening out.
Yeah.
So we do have to be very cognizant of what we are arguing about. Even if your partner, your spouse snaps at you, is it really important enough to snap back? So what are some of the arguments that we've had that you said you're gonna go to battle for?
Oh, I can't even remember. It's been so many of them.
What?
So many.
Oh my gosh. You can't think of one. I can think of one.
What?
I guess this would probably this might be one that I had to pick the battle on. And when you were doing your karate, when you were so busy and always gone and always, just doing your thing. And there were some times where I was like, look, you need to give me, you need to slow down.
Yeah.
Because you're not taking care of what you need to take care of at home. You're always out, you're always gone. And that was one of those that I could, for a while, I let the battle go.
Yeah.
But then after it kept going on and on and on, and we would talk about it or mention it to you, then that was a battle. I said, okay, I'm going to have to really put my foot down, and we're going to have to duke this one out. Not literally, folks, but we're going to have
to. You don't want none of this. She don't want none of it. No.
Well,
actually, no, I'm scared of her. She Puerto Rican and black, You know how it is. Fellas, y'all know.
You forgot Cuban too.
And Cuban, y'all. Help me.
But yeah, that was one of those battles that, even though I let it go for such a long time, it came to the point where, okay, I don't feel like I'm being heard. So this is going to have to be a battle that we're going to have to have a real discussion about. And we did, and eventually it got hashed out, and I won. No, I won. I won that battle.
She won that battle.
But to me, it was important because I felt that I wasn't being heard.
Yeah.
With just, quietly saying, and not really, and letting it go for such a long time that after so long, I was like, no, I'm not, I don't feel like things are changing. So we're going to have to have a battle here.
Actually, you won in the sense, but we actually agreed. We both agreed on something.
We did.
Because remember, I came to you and I said, if you just let me get my black belt.
Right, we did, yeah.
If you let me finish out these 8 months, get my black belt.
It was a long, It was so lucky. It was a long 8 months.
But I said, if you let me finish out these 8 months and get my black belt, then I will slow down and give you your time.
Yeah, you did. You did.
So she won in the big sense of it, but it was a compromise.
Yeah.
And that worked out great.
But it was still it was a conversation we had to have.
Yes.
It was something that had to be said. And again, those are one of what we call picking your battles, because there's some of the things that, I let go of, because I'm like, is it really that important? Is it really Like you being a musician.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a battle I'm going to, that's not a battle I'm going to um, get into, because to me, I already know where you stand on that. I already know how how that plays into your life.
Mm-hmm.
And so me arguing with you about it, or me getting upset about because you're gone, and I mean, you're not gone as much as you used to be,
Mm-hmm.
regarding your music, or if you're in the studio and you're in the studio well into, late into the evening,
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's not a battle worth having out, because I already know where you stand on that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to win that one.
Yeah.
So again, it's also about even picking your battles. Okay, do you think you're going to win this battle?
Mm-hmm.
And if not, then you might want to just let it go.
Yeah.
So that's also another way to look at it. Just choosing, are you going to win this battle? And is this battle important enough that it could, cause tension in the relationship?
Yeah.
So that's, you know, prioritizing what's important, prioritizing the important issues,
Mm-hmm.
And both parties have to be willing to say what they have to say,
Mm-hmm.
but also willing to listen to your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because all issues are not equal and worth arguing about. Definitely not.
Yeah. No.
So, if you had a young brother who just got married, he comes up to you, man, she don't never want to listen. She always nitpicking. She always in my ear fussing about something. And man, we just be going at it all the time. What would you tell the young brother?
What would I tell him?
Mm-hmm.
Be like, bro, what you doing? No,
Uh-uh.
that's messed up.
That is messed up.
No, I ain't gonna say that.
No.
No, I wouldn't say that. First I would ask him, what is she nitpicking over?
Mm-hmm.
And then I probably would ask him, well, are you, if she's nitpicking over taking out the garbage or whatever, that question would come up. Well, are you taking out the garbage? Are you
Right.
doing these things? Because we tend to let, other things kind of get, ahead of what some of the things we need to do. We might, video games. We brought that up.
Right. We've talked. Yeah.
He might be a video gamer, or he might be a basketball player and different things like that, playing basketball with the fellas or going out doing whatever. And, of course, you guys are definitely gonna remind us, you need to take the garbage out. You need to do such and such.
Right. You
such
need to
and
handle
such.
your business.
You need to handle your business. So I would ask him at some point, are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he's doing that, then if she's still nitpicking him, then there's probably some underlying issues going on,
Mm-hmm.
with her and the things that you do. There might the dishes and the taking out the garbage and the nitpicking on those things may be actually there's something else going on.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably hasn't said it yet, but she's probably using that as the front of what's really bugging her.
Gotcha.
Covering up what's really bugging her. It's probably
Mhm.
something else that's going on.
Right.
So I would say you definitely need to sit down and you guys need to have a serious talk about what's going on. If you feel that you are doing all of these things
Right.
and she's still bugging you about it, there's something else going on, and you need to sit down with her and have a serious talk, not an argument,
Right.
but a serious talk, just a talk.
Right.
And once again, we said that before,
Right.
a lot of us don't like to sit down and talk.
That's
know.
that's a lost art.
That's yes, talking and conversation is
Right.
very much so a lost art.
Exactly. Because when you're constantly in conflict, it can hinder and affect your communication.
Yes.
Because if you have one partner who's constantly bickering and finding the smallest things to argue about, the other person is going to shut down.
Yes.
So it is wise to pick your battles And in this way, you create open and constructive dialogue between you two. And this enables both partners to express their thoughts
Exactly.
and concerns. And it needs to be done in a more productive and understanding manner.
And also, don't be afraid to tell that person thank you when they do something for you, or if they do something. Like, if you don't have a problem coming up to me if I wash the dishes, and even we don't have a problem with that, but you'll tell me, oh baby, thanks for washing the dishes, or thanks for doing such and such, and I do the same with you, babe. Thanks for cooking dinner, or thanks for doing such and such. Yeah, it may sound goofy, and you may think, well, that's their job, they should be doing it. They don't have to do it, you guys.
Right.
That's one thing you have to understand. Just because she's your wife or he's your husband, he don't have to do none of that.
Right.
He or she don't have to do none of that.
Right.
They should, to
Right.
help out, and it's a teamwork. But they don't have to.
Right.
So it always feels good when somebody feels appreciated. So I try to tell her it. The other day, yesterday, she took me to brunch for Father's Day.
Yeah.
I told her thank you.
Yeah.
And like I said, she didn't have to do it. And we, husband and wife, I didn't necessarily have to say thank you, but I did.
Yeah.
It just makes that person feel appreciated. I appreciated that she thought about, taking me out for Father's Day. And I tell her thank you when we go out to eat dinner or whatever, go to a movie and she pays for it. I always say thank you.
Right.
So that actually goes a long way.
And
So,
another thing that goes a long way, talking about, acknowledging. I know, like, when we have our disagreements,
mhm,
and sometimes even if I don't feel that I'm wrong,
mhm,
because, you're getting better, but, your sorries are far and few in between. But even if I don't feel like I'm wrong, I'll sometimes just say, I'm sorry that we had the argument.
yeah.
And I might throw in, I still don't feel I'm wrong.
Yeah,
But
she does. She's quick to throw that one up in there.
but I
But
also don't like when we argue, and I want you to understand I'm sorry that we had the argument. And that usually breaks the ice.
yes,
It doesn't mean that I'm saying that I was wrong or that you were wrong or whatever. I'm just saying, look, let's squash this argument. Let's go back to the drawing board and talk about it again. But you understand where I'm coming from. I understand where you're coming from, but I don't like when we argue, so I'm sorry.
yes,
And I think that's important too, that we get out of our egos
yes.
as a couple. And I know this is generalizing, but usually men have a hard time saying I'm sorry, even if they're
We do.
wrong.
We do.
So
Because we ain't wrong.
whatever. But I think that's a good idea. And ladies, even if you don't think you are wrong, and you might not be wrong, it
Mhm,
doesn't hurt to say, look, I am sorry that we got into an argument.
mhm. And actually, a lot of times when she does that, I'll turn around and be like, I'm sorry, I made you upset.
Yeah, he's getting better.
Oh,
It hasn't always been that way, but he's getting better. In his old
oh,
age, he's getting
oh,
better.
it hurts. The pain, the pain
I'm saying I'm sorry.
of saying I'm sorry. Oh, it hurts.
And
So,
another thing we have to do is we do need to respect each other as individuals, because we do have differences as individuals. In any relationship, there are going to be differences because we are two different people.
yes.
And picking your battle involves recognizing, accepting these differences, and allowing each person to have their own space and autonomy.
Mhm.
So that's important. It demonstrates respect for your individuality as well as mine.
Yeah. Well, you touched on something that made a lot of sense.
hmm
Like when I said, you got mad when I asked about the clothes and all of these things,
hmm
and like you said, you never know what that person is going through that day, or
Right.
what what may have happened before that, prior to that, or anything. You never know. So it's best to if it seems trivial,
hmm
and they are doing, like in your case, how you did, you jumped, into this, and why you, all of that stuff, why you got the ass. Like I said, you never know.
I did not sound like that, y'all.
That's the point. That's what came out. That's what I
That
heard.
was in your head.
That's what I heard.
He likes to tell his own stories. So.
but I didn't know how you were feeling or anything like that. So that, I had to, that's another reason why I was like, okay, let me not trip on this one.
Right.
Maybe she is tripping off of something or whatever. Something else maybe have happened before or whatever.
Right.
So, we have to be understanding of that as well. You never know what that person is going through. Same thing with, if when the husband comes home from work and, the wife may try to say something to him, he may snap at her. Well, you never know what he just got through going through at work, or, in the traffic, he may have gotten some road rage. You just never know. So,
yeah, you never know. You never know.
And that person that snapped has to understand at some point, yeah, I was wrong in doing this. Let me go apologize to her for that, because she didn't deserve that. So,
and ultimately it goes back to ego. We gotta on both sides have to squash that ego for the well-being of the relationship. Yeah. So
leave that ego at the door.
You leave it at the door, because then that's another part, that emotional well-being in a relationship. When you're engaging in a bunch of arguments, it can take a toll on your emotional health for both sides. Both partners can, it can cause increased stress and anxiety and cause negativity in the relationship.
Yeah.
So we have to really pick and choose your battle.
Yeah.
For the overall health of your relationship.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
And, and lastly, when you decide which arguments you're going to go full throttle on, you have to be willing to empathize, show empathy, and compromise. Even if you feel that you are 100% right, you have to compromise at some point.
Yep.
Because it is a relationship, it is a team, and if you guys can't work together as a team and see eye to eye and give and take on what your partner wants, or what and your partner compromises with you on what you want, you're going to be divided.
Yeah. And
then, as we know, you can't have a harmonious and healthy relationship if you both are divided and going in opposite directions. Or, I'm not going to compromise, or I'm not going to give into what he's saying or what she's saying. That your relationship is not going to, it's not going to have you're not going to have a strong relationship if you guys cannot compromise, even if you feel you are 120% correct. As long as it's not it's not detrimental to your health, your partner's health, your family, then compromising, it just makes things better. But both sides have to compromise. It can't always be one person compromising.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. Yeah.
And if it gets to that heated point of it, brothers, if it gets to that point, walk away. Walk away and go chill for a while. And ladies,
yes,
if you see the brother walking away, don't follow him. Don't follow him.
Right. Don't poke the bears. We say around, don't poke the bear.
Don't poke the bear. And it's the other opposite way. Bro, my brothers, if you see she's, hot and all this stuff, if she walks away, don't follow her. Just let it go. There's a reason why people walk away, because they're to a point where it's going to just get out of control.
Right.
So that's why you have legs, you have other rooms, or you have a car that you can go get in and leave and get away, and so you can calm down and things chill out, and then you come back and you address it again in a more
Right.
calm state. And
Right.
you'd probably be surprised at the results that come from two people talking when they're calm.
Right, because you're not hearing each other. When you're yelling and screaming and you're trying to get your point across, you're not hearing what your partner is saying.
Exactly.
You're not hearing it because you're only focused on, well, he's wrong or she's wrong and I'm right, and you're not going to hear what the other person is saying.
That's right.
So you do have to, you're right, walk away. And ladies, let him walk away. Let him walk away. And don't get in his face. I'm sure I've been plenty angry at Pierre. We have a crack in one of our door jambs because I slammed the door so hard. I was so mad, but it was better for me.
Would want to bring that up, huh?
But I was so angry that it was better for me to walk away and slam the door than to remain in the same room with him, because we weren't getting anywhere in that discussion. But then, once we were able to cool off, then we were able to, come back to that conversation, and it worked its way out. It worked itself out. Yeah.
When she slammed the door,
Oh.
it almost went into another a different. It almost turned from that argument into another one. Y'all have to understand, in my house, we don't slam doors. We don't slam doors. That is like the biggest no-no in my house. And she did it, and I was like, woo! I had to leave. So we were both, she went one way and I went the other way.
Yes.
But we came back and we finally we had talked about it, and
Right.
we worked it out. We worked out the slamming the door thing, and she
Right.
apologized for slamming the door.
Yep.
So
But we make it work.
yeah, we make it work. We have
We do.
our little spats here and there.
Right. And I have to admit, though, as we've gotten more into our relationship, there's fewer and fewer
Yeah.
spats like that or disagreements.
Yeah.
We still have them, don't get me wrong, but we have learned over the years. I've learned what his triggers are. He's learned what my triggers are. So we stay away from those. We try our best to stay away from each other's triggers. And again, we really have, over time and commitment and practice, have learned which battles are important. He knows what's important to me, and I know what's important to him. And we've just learned to negotiate and compromise on what each other wants.
Yep.
So, any other words of wisdom you want to give him, baby, before we go on and head on out?
That was pretty much it that I can think of.
Okay.
The walking away one is a big one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and of course, picking your battles does not mean avoiding all conflict or suppressing your feelings. It is just a strategy for selecting the most important issues and addressing them while letting go of the minor disagreements that probably won't contribute to your overall well-being of the relationship. So, effective communication and a willingness to find mutual satisfaction or satisfactory solutions are definitely essential for, your relationship. So we got to remember that, folks.
Yes. I remember that.
So thank you guys for tuning in and listening. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Yes. We need you.
We do.
And we love you.
Yes, we do. We do. So thank you again. If you have anything, any ideas, anything that you would like for us to discuss, please let us know. And we will definitely make sure we, get that on the air.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you again for joining us. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.